Hey there, and welcome to your channel name, where we break down the fascinating world of life sciences. If you're a student, a budding biologist, or simply curious about the building blocks of life, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into cell biology essentials. We'll take a look at the very basic unit of life, the cell. From its structure and function to how it works and divides, we're covering it all. Whether you're studying prokaryotes or eukaryotes, understanding cells is key to understanding life itself. So let's start with the basics. Cell theory. Cell theory is the foundation of modern biology. It states that all living organisms are made of cells. The cell is the basic unit of life, and all cells come from pre-existing cells. Pretty straightforward, right? But cells aren't all the same. There are two main types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells, like bacteria, are simple and lack a defined nucleus. Their genetic material floats freely in the cell. On the other hand, eukaryotic cells, which make up plants, animals, fungi, and protists, are more complex. They have a nucleus that holds the DNA and a variety of other organelles. Now let's explore the different parts that make up these cells. Organelles. These are the tiny machines inside the cell, each with its own job. First, let's talk about the nucleus. It's the control center of the cell. Inside, you'll find the DNA, the genetic instructions that guide the cell's activities. Next, we have the mitochondria. Known as the powerhouse of the cell, they produce the energy the cell needs to function, in the form of ATP. In plant cells, you'll also find chloroplasts. These are responsible for photosynthesis, converting sunlight into chemical energy. Ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Some are attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, ER, while others float freely in the cytoplasm. And don't forget about the Golgi apparatus, which packages and distributes proteins and lipids throughout the cell. Now, let's talk about how cells exchange materials with their environment. This happens through the cell membrane. The cell membrane is like a selective barrier. It controls what enters and leaves the cell. It's made up of a lipid bilayer with embedded proteins that help in transport. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from high to low concentration. Think of it as a crowd spreading out in a large room. Next is osmosis, a special type of diffusion, where water moves across a membrane to balance concentrations. Then we have active transport. This requires energy to move substances against their concentration gradient, like moving against a current. And finally, there's endocytosis, when the cell membrane engulfs particles to bring them inside the cell, like a cell eating or drinking. Cells don't stay the same forever. They go through a process known as the cell cycle. The cell cycle consists of stages: interphase, where the cell grows and prepares for division, and mitosis, where the cell actually divides. During mitosis, the cell's nucleus divides into two, creating two identical daughter cells. First, during prophase, the chromatin condenses into visible chromosomes. In metaphase, these chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell. Then, in anaphase, the chromosomes split apart and move to opposite ends. Finally, in telophase, the new nuclei form and the cell is ready to divide. Not all cells live forever. In fact, cells can undergo apoptosis, or programmed cell death. Apoptosis is a controlled process that removes damaged or unnecessary cells without causing harm to the organism. It's essential for development and maintaining healthy tissues. For example, during development, apoptosis shapes our fingers and toes by removing the cells between them. Without apoptosis, cells that should die would survive and potentially lead to diseases, like cancer. So there you have it, the essentials of cell biology. From the structure and function of organelles to how cells divide and die, we've covered the building blocks of life. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of cells, make sure to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos on all things life science. Have any questions or want to know more about a particular topic? Drop a comment below and I'll be happy to answer. Thanks for watching and keep exploring the amazing world of biology with your channel name. See you next time.